shut down. We are being joined right now by Bull. We got Natural here. We got Captain Law, which I guess
Hello.
is Captain Hacks. So let's get these interviews underway. If you've just joined us, this is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, WARHURYEAH, and Ducky on the camera. But like, he's not doing anything right now. There's no action anymore. It's time for the interviews. We just saw LBC crush Lego across two maps there. The last one we saw was Metalworks, which ended 3-1. We were just talking about how much War hates Metalworks. How do you guys all feel about Metalworks?
I hate it personally.
Yes.
Boo.
That's the worst map ever.
Why? Can anyone come up with a good reason why, other than
you know, it's like Granary, but I mean, you know Granary. It's a map that is well known. You have been playing Granary for 3 years, so even if it's a shitty map, you know the map. And this one, it's brand new, and you don't know it. It's something like Granary with choke and the last
so
point.
It's not just that it's shit.
I think
it's new and shit.
It doesn't bring anything. It's like what is it? What's that snowy map that we had?
Obscure.
Obscure.
No, yeah, Obscure and Warmfront was the other one that I was thinking of. They don't bring anything special to the table. Like they literally just give you nothing. And I think Metalworks is pretty much the same. I mean, middle is bland, as I was saying before in the cast. That it's just a bland, terrible middle. It's very uncreative in the design. The second's the only probably enjoyable part, and last is just terrible because you can just have a heavy engineer and you can just hold it. I mean, we saw the amount of pushes that took place on last, and they were just being held by the skin of the teeth.
You guys are just giving me all these sound bites. You're like, yeah, you're saying a lot, but you're not saying anything. You're not telling me why this map is bad, other than it's bad.
It's just the layout, the creativity. There's nothing there that makes it special, that makes it interesting. I mean, Badlands is an amazing map because it's big, wide open chokes where you can jump and you can do various tactics and stuff like that, whereas Metalworks just, I don't know.
The last is a nightmare to push. I mean, even when we have full advantage, like, it was so hard to get in. You have to Uber like quite early to get in, so it's like 30% Uber on the last, and with the heavy and the sentry, it's so easy to defend. The last is just horrible to push.
Yeah, it's really feeling like the last on Obscure, the first Obscure without the snow. It's exactly the same type of last, a small one, and if you are running a heavy and a sentry, you just can't push.
There you go. I
could say the same thing about Gully Wash, and nobody's saying to get that out of the map pool or it's boring. But let's not get distracted.
Yeah, but Gully is easier to, back cap. Like if you're trying to run on the point, maybe you have a chance to cap it. And it's not the same on this one.
There's only 3 entrances and they're very obvious and short.
Gully Wash was made by Arnold, the creator of the most amazing map ever, Bazillion. So don't hate on it.
And the legendary Banana Highway, Croissant.
Yeah.
But we were talking about bad things there. Let's talk to Natural.
Hi.
Leader of the bad team that just got pounded. Why did you guys lose?
Why did we lose? Oh, well, there's many reasons, I suppose, but the main reason being we met a team today that was playing better than we were. That'd be the main thing.
I have actually a slight question. On Badlands, when T-Mac was capping Spire, and he capped it, and Crizzle jumped up and left F2 alone, what was the team's morale after that? Unless nobody saw it.
I don't recall the incident.
Watch the VOD. It's on there. It's pretty upsetting.
I will, trust me.
I think the big stat here was that T-Mac hit 10 air shots on Metalworks, but let me see how many Natural hit. Only 3. Are you going to start playing more MGE?
I think I play my fair share of MGE, and unless it's absolutely necessary and F2 has like 0 health, I'm not going for the air shots, mainly because it's easier to hit people when they're on the ground. It's a more safe way of distributing your rockets.
That's old school, man.
Yeah, Hawk style.
I do it to save embarrassment. But I mean, it's tough to come up with any interesting questions here because it was a fairly one-sided game on Badlands and on Metalworks. You guys had a sort of a moment where you were changing the momentum, you were trying to come back into it, but you just couldn't connect any those strings of frags together or really come away with a clear advantage. There was a lot of trades in the third round where you were just like going in and losing both medics.
There were a lot of like broken plays, and then they have Flippy, like perhaps the best sniper in the game. So that disrupted some of our plays when he got like an odd headshot or two. So.
What do you think was do you think there was anything majorly sort of contributing to your loss? Mainly on Badlands, because I think Metalworks was actually like a lot of a closer game. I think it was just the last 2 minutes where it just sort of fell apart, where you seemed a bit rushed. But on Badlands, for example, what was it that, I mean, on middles you lost, well, I don't know,
we lost 5 minutes.
Yeah, you lost 5 minutes. But what was it to you that seemed to have, that wasn't working for you guys? Was there anything sort of like specifically?
Well, I don't know. I was sitting here like a week and a half ago or something when we'd lost like 5 mids as well, and it's obviously tough if you lose mid every time. As for what wasn't working, I don't know. I suppose their soldiers were, especially T-Mac obviously, was good at distracting us. Like sometimes he jumped up balcony, sometimes he jumped over us on choke, and like it confused us a bit, and I guess we didn't look forward enough and focus the demo man.
What do you think of your upcoming games? Do you think that you're going to be able to sort of like, well, how are you going to react to this loss basically? Are you going to do anything different? Are you going to put a little bit more effort watching those Source TVs, having a look at the very insightful VOD that me and Admirable have produced tonight, or is it just going to be carry on what you're doing now?
Obviously, we're always trying to get better, and we do that in multiple ways. We try to like speak about what's going well and what's not going so well, and we do watch some demos we've played, and obviously we're all going to watch what happened tonight so we can try to take something away from it. But I think as a team we are pretty good on some maps, and that's why I'd also like to make an argument about the discussion you had before regarding Metalworks as a map. And it's not really necessarily my personal opinion, but I think it has a place in the map pool, because I don't think all maps can just be big, wide open, you know, spam fests, as it were. Like Badlands, there has to be some other type of maps that suits like the playstyle of more defensively minded teams. So I think it has a place in there definitely.
That's a good counter argument, actually.
Yeah, maybe. I can respect that.
Yeah, maybe I don't have to be such a dick and hate every map. That's not Dollywash.
Maybe it's you that needs to change, not the map.
Maybe it is, actually. Maybe I just need to be better at one map.
As for our upcoming games, we're playing AO Girl tomorrow. I believe it's on Metalworks again, and on Process. And I mean, we're going into that game with a bit more, I'd say, confidence. Because
they did lose against TLR.
They did, and we do believe they have a weaker roster than the French team we played tonight have. So obviously we're more confident going into that game, and we'll hope to take some points away from it.
Take some points? You want to take 6 points, mate? I'm tired of your Division 1 attitude. You came in here for the interview last week and you were like, oh, these daughter guys, these guys are legends. We can't beat them. We got 5-0'd. We lost every middle. Boo-hoo-hoo. When am I going to see the big plays? I want to see some balls from Denmark. I want to see you guys going for it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Obviously, we always try to win. It's not like we're trying to lose. It's kind of self-explanatory. But I mean, sometimes you just play a better team, and we are the underdogs of this division, more or less. We have one of the most inexperienced rosters. So I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, and you want to like get some more confident statements and some punchlines, but then again, I don't think it would be true that we can go out and say, yeah, we're going to 6-0 made in Germany, because we're probably not.
Yeah, but if you're the underdog, you're supposed to like give away the public persona, you know, that you're the underdog. Hey, maybe we're not going to lose, but you have to believe in your heart that you can win every game and that you're better than every other player out there? Where's the self-belief?
Yeah, you
Where's
need
the
to have
mojo?
you need to have the dream, you know. You got to build up that upset like TT Esports did at some point back in the day. You got to rekindle that. You've got to try. You can't be defeatist. I think. I mean, especially on maps like Metalworks. I mean, you took a map off Dota. I mean, yeah. I think you probably can do better. And some of the other games that you've got, you know, I reckon you could do well at.
Yeah, so do we. Obviously, we think we have had like a tough start to Prem, because if we were going by like the normal week schedule, we were starting out with like Daughter, made in Germany, and then like the French team we played tonight, which, like, in my opinion, is probably the top 3, at least before the season. So it's been a tough start to the division, and we're also well aware that perhaps some of the games where we're more likely to take points, they're still ahead of us. So we'll keep our heads up and look forward to the next games.
Yeah, the rest of your games are sort of on the easier side, if you could say that, but it's a pretty close season. Let's talk to the Frenchies right now. Bull, how many drops did you make across those 2 maps? Let's check it real quick. Are you going to lose an eyebrow at LAN?
No, I think I didn't drop.
Yeah, there wasn't. Not even one.
Wow, the king of squirrels is going to be the one-eyebrowed king of squirrels come I-52. But apart from that, most important of goals, how do you guys feel that you're progressing towards the playoffs here? You didn't have your ideal roster tonight, or maybe this would be your ideal roster. You didn't have eggs on tonight. Did that have any effect whatsoever in your game?
Well, to be honest, I was kind of skeptical at the beginning of the game, going like to fight Lego with this roster. Like, we never played like that before. It was the first time, and I'm really used to have Tech playing really passive with me, like passive pocket and going for the cleanup and things like that. Captain Axe was way more aggressive. It worked at the end, but I was kind of surprised anyway, like to roll them like that on Badlands. Regarding the playoff, I'm pretty confident we can make them. I mean, it's looking good so far. Yeah, and I think we're improving. Like, Exxon is playing less, like he's extending less than he used to on PCW. Like, we're focusing on our mistakes, and it's going, like, it's looking good so far.
That's good to hear. One thing I'm interested in just to hear about from your medic perspective in particular, like on the first map when it was a total whitewash, you died like 5 times. I think F2 died 10 times, but then on the second map on Metalworks it seemed a little bit closer. 14 deaths for F2 and 12 for you. Like, you were maybe lacking that protection of Tech, but at any point did you guys feel like the game could have slipped out of your hands? Lego were coming back at one point.
For me, yeah, I was kind of shaky at some point, like when they came back to 2-1, and we failed to push to their second, I think, and they re-pushed to our second or even our last. But like, we kept getting picks on the flanks, and our DM was on tonight, so I wasn't that afraid. I think I was like confident that we could make it.
The other big stat across both maps was really that you guys won a lot of middles. I'm curious, like, how much practice or how much detail is there in your middle strats, or is it all very loose? Like, what advice would you give to Lego to try and improve their middle games?
On Metalworks, you mean, or on both maps?
Both maps.
For Badlands, I don't know. We just keep on playing aggressive, to be honest. Like, for in Metalworks, we don't have that much strategy. The only thing I said before going to push, like, the mid is going balls deep. That's about it. So we send both soldier, and Tech managed like to trap their combo like three mids, and we just keep like picking the flank, and the combo was trapped there, couldn't do anything, and we just like kept on doing that, and it worked. We didn't have like any plan. We just played aggressive on mid. That's about it.
How do you think the rest of your season's going to pan out? You played obviously Airgirl. You've got some closer games coming up for next, so actually a team that could cause some upsets, but you've got Dota made in Germany and the Last Resort, providing that Hiss can still play for the season, could still be a strong contender. How do you think your games against them are going to
go? Again, like I'm repeating myself, but I feel pretty confident. We have good results in PCW. The only team who I think is gonna be like our toughest challenge is gonna be like the Germans, made in Germany. But I'm fairly confident we can beat the other team. Like we have some troubles in Granary and Metalworks. We're working on it. On the other map, it should be fine.
Do you think? Well, who do you think is going to be sort of like? Well, I think your next game's against Phoenix. As I said, do you think? Because at the moment, I think Phoenix did very well against Dota. They are sort of like similar to Lego, where they are somewhat the underdog team coming in. And actually, they got. Sorry, I just looked at it now. They got 4 points on Dota, so they won a map and got a golden cap win. Sorry, they lost a golden cap. Are you sort of a bit, well, afraid of them because they can pull an upset? Do you have anything special planned in the games going ahead, or is it just doing what you're doing now?
Well, we don't have any strategy like for each team. We just pick like each game like I don't know how to say it. Like we just go each game like the same. We don't have any particular strategy for any team. Yeah, I think like Phoenix have good results this season. Like I watched their game and like it's a solid team. But then again, we have some pretty like, even though PCW don't mean much, we have some pretty solid like results against them on every PCW. So it should be fine. I'm not worried.
Okay, I'd like to ask Captain X for an update on Mill, not related to this game, but what exactly is going on in your team right now?
I have no idea. Now, so as you can have seen, we have picked Zuz, added him to the roster, and right now we are supposed to play a game tomorrow against TLR, but Knax is not going to be there, or is not sure to be there. So we don't know yet if we are going to play, since they don't want us to play with Tech. And
no mercs allowed from TLR?
Well, they said you can't have Tech nor T-Mac, you just can't have someone that is way worse than them. So basically there is no one in Prem that can play Soldier as... there is Salt, but Flips...
Consider using WARHURYEAH?
Yeah, but we want someone that is speaking French, you know? Like
Hey, my French is pretty sick.
Okay. Why not? You can even play for Nadir if you want. Like... But yeah, we don't really know yet, since yesterday we practiced a little bit and it was really awful. Not about the result itself, the results were bad, but it was okay since we haven't played for like a week. But the mood in general was really bad. Nox was just went raging and whining for like 2 hours, and Flip got pissed off about that, and he just left after 3 maps. So yeah, it's smelling quite bad right now.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear. Hopefully with the new medic you can play more regularly and try and work through your problems. And maybe Nox can, stop throwing his toys out of the pram and switching up between Pocket and Roamer every other game.
Yeah, but he was like yesterday, yeah, I don't want to play Pocket anymore, he will be playing Pocket, and he was playing Roamer, so he just went Roamer, and it was already a failure, because he was... that's why he was whining, because he didn't have any assist, and he kept getting killed by the scouts and so on, so that was a shitty move.
Who knew, man? Like playing TF2 is tough whenever you don't have the 5 Epsilon guys behind you.
Yeah, that's hard. But it's weird. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's weird because we all. I mean, we are all good players, and we are failing really as a team because I don't know, there is not a real team play, and yeah, it just we're just DMing, and we are not DMing that great at that moment of time, so it's just failing, and I don't know. That's sad, but I think we're just gonna fold or something. I don't know. I don't know yet. I can't really tell. I don't want to fold personally because I'm interested to play TF2. But if we have to fold and if the mood is getting worse, we will fold eventually. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well we'll end the interviews there. So thanks to Natural Bull and Captain Hacks for joining us here. I'll do a little bit of promotion real quick. We have another cast coming up tomorrow, guys. You can see it on the schedule on teamfortress.tv, but we're really unsure as to which game we should cast. These Premiership jackasses, as I wrote, all decided to schedule their games on the same day at the same time. So we did a little straw poll there, which you can vote in. I'll put it into the chat right now. But currently, Made in Germany versus Daughter is storming ahead there. People love that Sweden versus Germany grudge match, and that would be my pick as well. But I wanted to see if the People's Champions Lego were what the people actually wanted to see. But as I just look at the live stats, it's going up more in favour of Made in Germany. We got May Lamille versus The Last Resort there as well. With the return of Heiss and now a new medic for May Lamille, that could be an interesting game to watch, but it might even happen, as Captain Hacks tells us.
Why is there even a vote? Why would nobody want to watch Daughter versus Made in Germany?
Because Daughter are like they're like two teams, man. You don't know which one is going to show up. It could be a close game, or it could be 5-0, 5-0.
Yeah,
So
but still, that's what makes it exciting. Although I guess if you sort of like appear and then it's like, oh, it's the bad one today, never mind. We can all leave early and go home.
I mean, like, vote away there and we'll decide tomorrow and we'll update it. But yeah, thanks to War, thanks to Ducky for joining me tonight here on the cast. And I should promote Team Fortress TV. Of course, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and the Steam community. Our username there is Team Fortress TV, all one word. I think you can handle that. As again, I say, check out the schedule on teamfortress.tv, the forums, the articles, everything. There's a lot of European coverage there now. It's the global hub for the competitive scene here in Team Fortress 2. And one last thing to promote, you know, because I like to promote these lesser causes. There's Ward's blog, yeah, but there's also Jokern, his new stream. Jokern is streaming right now. Well, maybe not right now, but he is streaming regularly. He asked me to speak out in his favour. So if you want to see a handsome but dim Swedish guy playing public TF2 and various other low-level activities, please go to his Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Jokern, and that's spelled Yoqern. I'll paste that one in the chat too. But War, do you have a blog?
I do actually have a blog. Let me just make sure I know which way the words go around. It's WARHURYEAH.wordpress.com. It's absolutely amazing, if I may say so by myself. And also, I have a Twitch channel, www.twitch.tv/WARHURYEAH. I sometimes cast on that with Commander X. So if you like to listen to 2 hours of absolutely terrible British wit, and sometimes pipes.
Let's open the mics here to our interviewees. If you have any shout outs, you know, any love to give to the Team Fortress 2 scene, please speak now.
Shout out to Stark for being handsome.
Captain Hags.
No.
Shout out to Clive and my girlfriend. Hi.
Shout out to Calm, obviously, as always, our sponsor, our mascot, our main guy for sponsoring our mobile and our game server.
Awesome. Thank you, and good night.